Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome to SaraSpeaks. I'm your host Sarah, and I'm here with
Moracks.
Moracks. Nice, thank you for coming on my podcast today. This is my first one, everybody, which is really exciting. My podcasts are going to be based on women's wellness or well-being, and today we're going to be talking about our periods, our time of the month, the menstruation, all of that, becoming a woman.
Delicious.
Yes. I wanted to start by saying that when I was a kid, I remember when I first got my period. Mind you, I got my period at 9.
Ooh.
So I've had it for a very long time. And I used to be like so embarrassed because I would bring this bag with like all my pads in there because, you know, I didn't know how to use tampons. And all of the people in my class would always be like, why are you going to the bathroom with a bag? Like, what are you doing?
Boo.
Yeah. And, you know, when you're 9, you're like, okay,
You're a child.
you know, I'm going to cry in the bathroom now because you asked me this question. But whatever. And now it's funny because now I'm like so happy when I get my period. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, it's a relief.
God.
Oh, I'm not pregnant. Yay.
I'm not pregnant. Yes. Thank
No,
God.
I feel that like I got mine. I would say for me, I was 11, so I was 5th grade. We just learned about it. Like I still remember, like we just learned about like they would separate the classes back in the day. I don't know how they do it because you're from
No,
what,
yeah,
Boston.
they did Connecticut.
Connecticut, my bad.
They
but
did
like,
something similar. Though.
yeah, like they separate the girls and like, all right, this is what happens with your body and
but
this
it's
and the
so
third.
awkward.
It is, and it's like, yo, we're kids, and I got mine early again, like before middle school, and like a lot of other like girls got theirs like middle school. I was like, why am I blooming so early? Is there something wrong? But like now that I look back at it, I'm like, I shouldn't have to feel weird about it because it's natural. It happens, and like the only reason why it grosses people out is really because of men and the patriarchy. But I don't want to get into that fully.
No, yes.
But that's part of the reason why everybody's like ick about it. But I'm like, it's a natural body function of a woman. That's how our body works, and it's a part of life.
No,
like,
for sure. And I feel like also when they do that and they separate everyone in class, and like I had a guy teacher, like I didn't have a female, and like he wasn't weird about it, but what am I supposed to ask him? You know, like why does my stomach hurt, or like why do my boobs like get bigger? You know, he's gonna be like, ask your mom.
literally.
Also, like it's important for guys. We should all have the class. I mean, okay. I think having the class separate is good for its own reason because
to not make uncomfortable.
Exactly. But at the same time, then they should do a conjoined class because even to this day, some of my guy friends are like, they make comments like, oh, it's that time of the month. And I'm like, I know that you're saying that. And like, if I wasn't on it, like it would be funny. Yeah. But it's not funny right now because you have no idea like what my body is going through. Like everything hurts. I get symptoms like crazy.
Like for me, I don't even think the period is worse. For me, the PMS is worse.
Yes.
And I'm somebody that has PCOS, which is like a hormone imbalance and stuff. And so that shit I didn't know that it really fucks with my head for one. Like it increases my anxiety, distress, depression. Like I was like, yo, am I losing my mind every week when I have this? And it's like, no, it's because the hormone balance. But like there's stuff to take for that and everything since I talked to my doctor and everything. Like
I didn't even realize that. Is that like is like your period is irregular?
Yes. Well, that and because also I was an athlete in my past life. I did gymnastics. So I was flipping and stuff. So as an athlete, especially like a lot of student athletes in college and stuff, like for women specifically, like our periods are going to be, because we're so active with our bodies, like almost 5 out of 7 days of the week. And like gymnastics, that's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot. So even after like I stopped the sport around COVID, like it was still a little bit regular. Like it's more regular now, but like with my PCOS, like the like PMS and stuff, like that's where it really got worse for me, I guess. Over time as I've gotten older, I'm like, damn, why do I feel like I keep going more crazier each time? But then when I got talked to my doctor, they're like, oh no, this guy's like the hormone balance and all this stuff. But like there's supplements and stuff to take. So ladies, talk to your doctor about it. Because if you feel like you're really insane, that might be it.
Like,
I'm not a doctor,
crazy,
but talk about it.
It's natural. It's natural. I had a friend though that I don't know if she had what you had, but she didn't get hers until late. And then she would have it for like 2 weeks on and then have it like 1 week off and then vice versa. And like, that's kind of what she ended up going on birth control too. Cause like to help like regulate it and whatnot.
Probably, again, not a doctor, but that sounds like something because some girls will get their period like very heavy and then it'll be like light when the next time they get it. Or if like you're sexually active, you know that.
I've heard working out though helps.
It does. Like, it depends on the type of workout you do and shit too. I didn't know certain workouts. That was another thing too. Cause certain workouts, like you can do high impact cardio and then like do low impact and stuff like that. Like you gotta find out which one suits best for you.
Yeah, I've recently realized like I can definitely run when I have my period, but if I'm doing any like weights and stuff, like that's a big no for me. Yeah. That's like way too much. My body's like exhausted. And then on top of that, like I'm already sore.
Yeah, it makes you very like lethargic and slow.
Yeah, and then I'm just a bitch.
Like, yeah, for sure. Like
don't want to be fucked with.
Yeah, like the soreness, the cramps, that for me, like it's always like the first couple of days are like the worst, and then by like the end, it's not as bad. But like the PMS for me is like gotten crazier, I guess. Yeah. I don't know, as I've gotten older. Like last year, I actually experienced like my first anxiety attack, and then I was like, what the hell is this? And then like I started getting my period, and I was like, is this why? And I'm just like, yeah. And then I got diagnosed with it last year too, so that's why I was just like,
no, it all makes sense.
Wow, that's why I was feeling a little woohoo. That makes so much sense now. Cool. Shout out Mother Nature.
Shout out to nature. Thank you, Mother. Have you ever seen the show Big Mouth?
Yes.
Okay, like you know the episode where like like first of all the little anxiety bugs, and they're like, oh my god, you're a loser. That's
yes.
That's what that just made me think of, because I feel like that too on your period. You're like,
yeah,
she's saying that to hurt your feelings.
Yes, like I get mad. Like I've realized as I've gotten like older too, like with it, like sometimes I feel very oversensitive to stuff. Yeah. And I'm also ADHD as well, so like that's part of it as well. But like my anxiety, I just get hypersensitive to like sounds and like noises. Like it can't be too loud in the room and stuff like that. Like
interesting.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just feel like I feel like more on my period, and I don't like that. So
it's so funny because I've always like either or. So I'm either like super aggressive, like super mad at everything. Like you say the wrong thing the wrong way, like boom, that's over for you.
Oh yeah, I'll be like your tone. Yeah, I'll be like your tone. I feel like you're aggressive.
Then I go home and cry about it. Or I'm like super nonchalant and I'm like, life is great. Like I feel fine. Like I'm on my period. I'm just gonna be blessed with this. Like da 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 da. It like really depends.
Yeah.
On how, I guess maybe actually my friend just told me too. Like the full moon plays a factor. Like whatever the moon is in that month, I guess. It's a whole thing. I'm like into that kind of stuff, but I'm not deep into it.
If we're 90%, if we're 90% water, you don't think that's gonna affect us?
And I'm a Pisces, so I'm already just like,
come on, water sign.
Period. Poo. But yeah, I heard that like that plays a thing, like a factor, and like how you feel and blah blah blah. Yeah. Which does make sense. I mean, I think eventually when I have the time or I make time, I will definitely chart it out and like do a little trial run and error to see, because it'd be interesting to be like, oh, Cancer man, all right, gotta get my chocolate ready.
Not Cancer man, girl. Cancers.
Oh, Leo, gotta get pretzels. Like.
Yeah, like it's also, I do think it's part of that, like with the moon and stuff, because I like to, dabble in that kind of stuff. But also, it is genetics, it is factors like genetics. Your diet and stuff, like if you eat like heavily in like your meats and carbs and stuff, that's gonna take a toll. And if you eat more like light on the vegetables and fruits and stuff, it all depends on your genetic makeup and your bloodline and all that stuff.
Ladies, always eat fruits. Fruits are so good for your body, and they also help your pH levels. Don't overdo it though, because sugar, but enough fruit. And I wanted to ask, like, what, not to be TMI, but like, are you like a tampon girl, a pad girl? Are you into the Diva Cup?
Both, girl. I do a tampon and I do tampon and pad because I just got a mean flow. Like it's just a part of me, and like I can reduce it only so much with like supplements and stuff. Like even when I went to the gynecologist and everything, they're like, yeah, like you can take these supplements, these vitamins, and they'll help out. But like it's not gonna totally clear everything up and make it 100% unless you want to do like birth control. But I can't take birth control because of a certain like my blood shit. So like if I take it, it messes up with my blood and my heart. So I can't take
my heart.
Yeah, so I can't take birth control per se. So.
I'm on birth control, but at the same time, your body it does what it does, and like you have cramps and stuff like to help prepare you for birth, apparently. So in a way, sometimes I'm like, damn, I'm like not ready.
Me either.
Like I'm not ready. I mean, I'm not ready in general, but like I'm not ready because now I'm on birth control. My cramps, like if I even like don't take it and I feel something, I'm like,
Ah.
Oh my god.
So oh my god, emotions.
My body hurts.
Feelings.
When I was a kid though, before I was ever on birth control, I'd have my period and I remember I'd be like, none of these bitches know what's going on with my body, and I'm over here in pain, and I'm sitting in class like I am. You can't touch me. But
not you can't touch me.
I mean, I remember I used pads, but every time you wear a pad, you always feel like you're a diaper, and you're like, you know, you can't do
the
like
XL
a sassy
maxi
walk, you know, because then you're like,
ooh,
this guy is just riding up my ass right now.
Bro, the XL maxi pads.
The maxi.
Gross. That's what I like. I've had emergencies where like, you know, like I ran out of like the thin ones or like the wing, because the wing ones, they be securing me. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but like those are like my go-to. But like I remember one week, like I was down bad. I had no fucking money. Like I was down to my last like little pack of like panty liners and those, and then I had to go to like the nurse and was like, yeah, y'all got pads. And like, diaper ones.
Yeah, they're not even like, they're like the
so
store. They're not even like the store brand. They're like below store brand. They're like the Bodega brand or something.
No, for real, like right from the Dollar Tree. Like, don't do that, man. And that was another thing too that I found out about certain like tampon and pad products, that there was chemicals and shit that fuck up. Oops, am I allowed to curse? Or?
We've been, so.
Okay, I was saying, you said bitch, so I was like, all right, so basically I found that like, what was the brand? Tampax and like the 360 and then Always. I did not know this, but they have like certain chemicals and toxins in them that can mess up your pH, cause BV and all this other stuff. I was like, whoa, is this also why I'm not feeling good either? And so like, even there was like another brand too, like organic tampons or something like that, that had some backlash or whatever. The company was saying, oh no, this isn't us, and they like changed their whole formula or whatever. But
just changed the name and the colors.
I didn't know that either, that like there was all that shit in there, the dyes and perfumes or whatever. And I was like, damn, now what the fuck do I use? Do I use a cup? Do I just use the reusable period underwear? Like what do we have now?
Like reusable period underwear.
Yeah, I just seen an ad about it literally the other day.
You just like free bleed.
Yeah, like from what I understood from the commercial, it was like a sister with her little sister, like, oh, just use these. And it was like granny panties.
Okay.
And they absorb everything. Like it's damn near like a swimsuit bottom.
Okay.
And so you just wear them all day and then like wash them. And then like, I think that's how they work. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I got from the commercial I saw.
Super interesting. I'm definitely going to look into that. I don't know how I feel.
It says it's what you call like good for the environment. Like it's eco-friendly because you're not wasting pads and tampons, which is true. Yeah. But it's like, damn, you just sitting in underwear all day. I don't know if I would feel comfortable
it's not
with
even
that.
like underwear. It's like bloody underwear, which is like, you know, I mean, whatever.
Apparently it absorbs everything.
Okay.
So
I remember like, toxic shock is a big thing too.
Oh my god, that's tampons. So scary.
And that scares me like no other. Like,
I've had some wild stories with. Oh my god, athletes are crazy. But like, I remember my one teammate was telling me like, yeah, like you know, I had a tampon in for like 12 hours. I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, I don't know. It just nothing really happened to me. I was just it was there, and I was like,
I definitely accidentally slept with one in before too, and I remember being like, oh my god,
am I gonna die?
Okay? And then like you're fine, but you just never know. And there's so many, like, they don't even talk about all the toxins that are in. And I get you have to preserve, like, a tampon and pad, and I get that. But, like, I don't know, like, that's your yoni. Like, that's your baby. Like, that's where you get
take care of her.
Like, you can't just be, oh, by the way, I know you need this, but we actually have, like, a lot of toxins in here. Good luck.
Bro, shout out capitalism. Like, it's really bad. Like, I don't know, female products, just everything that's like marketed to us is just either it's gonna be bad, good, whatever. Like, oh, use the Summer's Eve. Oh wait, no, it has all this shit. Yes. Oh, just use the flushable wipes for your vagina and whatever problems there is. Nope, this causes rips and tears, micro tears to your vagina lips. Like, it's we can never win. We can never win. It feels like it. Like,
no, the whole world's against us.
Everything's crazy. I don't know, man.
I've started to like look into a Diva cup, and I even bought one.
Is that a Diva cup? That's what like you douche, right? Or is that something else?
That's different.
Oh, that's separate. Okay, I don't know. But it
still like has the same. Like it goes. It's like literally a cup. It's like yay big.
Oh.
And you squish it and you put it in, and then it's supposed to like hook in the cervix, I guess.
Like kind of like. Sense. No, I've seen a Diva cup.
Like that, the birth control that goes like these.
Oh yes.
But but instead of it being that, it's like a cup.
I've seen the cups.
Put it in.
How can you put that in?
It's not easy. It's not.
Because I've seen a Diva cup before. So.
Yeah, and I tried it.
I thought you just put it in and let it out.
I get you have to like take it out though too. Like it doesn't just fall out when it's done. It's not like I'm full. It's like you have to go and like take it out. And it's been useful, but it's so weird.
Doesn't sound comfortable.
Like just to like have it and then taking it out and putting in was probably like the worst thing for me because it just feels like it's tearing my line. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels like
tearing
it's like
your lining.
taking everything out with it. It's
Ow!
Like, I'm coming out. Everything's coming with me. Like
yeah, I've only seen those like once or twice in my life. I had a old roommate at my old school had one.
Yeah,
her and some of her like they all used that shit, and I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And then I seen like one at like a friend's house, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, it's a diva cup, and I'm like, oh.
See, like my friend uses it too, but then when I have my period, I'm at her house. She's like, all she can offer me is a diva cup, and I'm like, well, I'm not using that.
I didn't know like in different cultures. Like I had friends that were from Trini, like they're West Indies and stuff, and they don't like use tampons at all. They don't. They just use pads and like the diapers and stuff.
Cultures consider that to be like
not prude, but like, oh my god, what was it that she told me? But like they told me like they don't use tampons. They only use like pads and like strictly like that. And I forget the reason why, but like in certain like Caribbean cultures, they just do that, and it's like. They don't do that for their vagina and everything. I was like, interesting. So, yeah, it's different for everybody.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I mean, I remember hearing, like, I don't know. I don't know if it was the Jewish community or not, but I think it's the same concept. Like, you can't, like, they don't use tampons.
Yeah, it's a Western thing or something like that.
I think it's interesting. I mean, I was using tampons because I was tired of having this sweaty pad on my
with the granny briefs.
So gross. I don't even know when you're 12, like everything's just embarrassing.
Imagine being a gymnast in a leotard with granny briefs and spandex for 4 hours doing flips in that shit. Not a vibe.
Not a vibe. I used to go to the pool and I would put pants on.
Oh, you were a swimmer or a diver?
No, actually, I'm a swimmer. I did that in high school, though.
Oh, okay.
I just was swimming. This was like for funsies when I was a kid.
Funsies.
But I just remember like I'd always brought shorts with me to like wear because, you know, I didn't know what to do. I was so confused as a kid. I'm like, do I wear a pad in the pool?
Nah,
but, like,
just the tampon.
Yeah, and then I'm like, but how, like, what if I bleed? Like, is it going to be in the pool? Like, is everyone going to see it, you know? And then
she's like, oh my God, help.
Like, my anxiety was through the roof. And then, you know, eventually I figured out the ways around it, which is fine. And you can swim without wearing anything. Swim. And no one's going to know.
Magical.
I remember I also thought, like, when you would go swimming in the ocean, like, maybe a shark would find you.
Oh, my God. I lost a tampon once in the ocean. That was scary. It was when I was first using tampons in, like, middle school. We went to Ocean City. It was me and my family. And I was, like, on my period. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to just go swimming. And I guess, like, the tampon was too big. Because I was like, why does this feel like it keeps coming out? Mm-hmm. I went swimming, and I just saw it. Whoosh, I got hit by a wave, and just whoosh. And I seen, I was like...
Like, I was like, who is that?
I was like, oh my God, I just littered with like a vagina. Like, bro, I was so upset.
You're gonna get a fine of $150.
Bro, I just swam away, and I just was like, all right, Mom, I need to wrap a towel around my waist. Like,
oh my God.
It was so awkward, and I didn't have like anything extra, and then I had to ask like my mom made me ask like a random lady on the board. She's like, go to the store and go see if they have them, and I was like, I'm scared, and then she had to like get them for me and stuff.
You're like, I need a little tampon.
I was like, can I have a tampon and a pad, please?
She's like, you have your period?
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, just embarrassing.
Oh, when I first got my period, I remember my stepmom was telling me, she's like, hey, like, you're becoming a woman, like, this thing is gonna happen to you, you know. And I was like, okay, like, whatever, we'll deal with that when the time comes. I swear to you, a week after she told me, I feel like she put that on me, and I was so mad at her that day. I remember she was just really pissing me off. Like, she honestly, my shout out to her, because I was so rude to her all the time. Like, every time I had a period, if she was around,
what do you want?
Yeah, she would say something, and I'd be like, I'm not even talking to you. Like, what are you talking about?
Stop talking to me.
And I come out of the bathroom, and I'm like, I got my period.
No, I got my period.
And they're like, my dad, everyone's like, oh my God, like, you have your period, you're more woman. And I'm like, ew.
Please, ew. I'm suffering.
Why are you talking to me? Like, I just wanted to tell you, because now you have to buy me pads.
So gross.
Now you have to tell me what to do. Like, great. Now I'm a woman. Deal with it. Like, whoa.
Crazy.
And then tampons was a whole thing on its own. I sat in the bathroom for like a whole day. Just like trying to put it in, taking it out, putting it in. I'd sit down and I would just be uncomfortable. And I was like, I'm never gonna learn. I'm just gonna be a pad user my whole life because it's never happening.
Being a woman is hard.
Being a woman is
Being
hard.
a woman's hard. We're born with literal pain. We're born with it. We're born into this
And
shit,
that's
man.
all to prepare us.
Born into this.
For birth. Like that's a whole different thing.
I mean, like, although we suffer and whatnot, I feel like we definitely have evolved on the culture of it.
For sure.
Like actually, I was gonna say there was an advertisement for either like Always or Infinity pads or whatever, and like instead of the blue stuff, they actually like poured red liquid. Like, you know how like they poured liquid to show they absorbent? They actually had red liquid, and I was a little frightened at first, but I was like, oh shit, like they're actually exactly. I'm like, oh wow, they're actually demonstrating like with blood or whatever, because before I always remember as a kid like it would be the blue liquid and stuff. And there was actually a reference on Family Guy, because I'm a freaking I love that show.
Guy, yeah.
And there was a freaking ad, or like when Peter like got in control of like the TV networks, and then it showed that like the pads would show it. They're like, come on, we let you show the blue stuff, we just don't want it to be red. And I was like, dude, like the way that the culture has shifted in like the past 10 years. Now we got ads like that, and then, you know, birth control and everything. So
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even like think about they're using
but
blue.
There's so many like period like references and jokes and so much of the stuff that it kind of like goes right by that I didn't realize how much it like it's in culture. Even like with music and stuff, like somebody that's involved with music, like it's a lot of punchlines and just jokes about making fun of a woman's period. I'm like, damn, like is this seriously like it's just a natural thing that happens to us? Like, can you leave us alone?
A stigma behind it, like low key.
Oh yeah,
like,
bad stigma for sure.
Yeah,
men don't know how to handle that,
and then you just feel embarrassed, and you're like, oh my god, I'm emotional, like all this stuff, and it's like,
and we shouldn't be
feel that way.
The only reason why is because literally the patriarchy. Again, I'm gonna blame that and capitalism, because that's my bro. I'm sorry, like that's really it. Like
you have your point,
It's just because men get scared when they see a little bit of blood, and they know that this happens to a woman. So
they just don't understand, because they don't, you don't bleed out of your penis or anything, you know, and like if you do, that's a problem.
I was gonna say, have you seen? I was gonna say, there's like a TikToker or a YouTuber. She interviews like men on the streets about women's rights and like abortion and tampons, and like, dude, the responses. Even today, like I was just like, damn, I thought we evolved more. Like we have, but we haven't. Cause like the guys, like she was asking the one guy and was like, so like what's the purpose of, what does a tampon do? And they're like, oh, doesn't that just like, or like what was the difference between the tampon sizes? And one man dead ass was like, oh, it's for the size of a vagina. I was like, what? Like this is what goes through a man's head? The size, not the not the flow, which kind of like is why they were made for that.
That's the whole.
You think it's because the size of a woman's crotch that
That's
differentiates.
What I'm saying too. Is like as kids, or even in high school, when you take like the sexual education stuff.
Yeah, health class.
They should definitely be like more in depth about what your period is and why, and like what's happening to a woman's body when it's going on. Like, because I feel like I've witnessed, you know, like I'm feeling cramps, but because someone else can't like see I'm physically like I'm not showing like, physical pain, that they're like, oh, you'll be fine, or like what does it really hurt that bad? And I'm like, yes. Yeah, it really
I can't function,
does.
Bro.
Like,
I'd be wanting to skip class because of how bad it is.
You're bleeding, like it's a whole thing. It's not like a joke. Like, and again, just to touch on this too, like we should be given days off at least 1 or 2 days.
Yeah, guess where they have that in Europe, because they're evolving.
Europe is great.
Like they're evolving.
Talking about this, me and Bree, is like, you know, like what if homeless women, you know, does anyone providing anything for them, or like people even around the world that like don't have, you know, tampons or access or can't afford
certain places, like Cali. I was gonna say California, Skid Row. There's it's literally volunteers and like people that actually give a fuck about society.
There are organizations I found.
Yeah, like there's a lady who has a truck that sets up. She gives out bags of like cleaning stuff and sometimes even makeup, and she washes like the hair and stuff of the homeless. But she gives out, I think she gives out like products too for like women and stuff. So I mean, there's people doing that, and then there's people not doing shit. So. There's people that just make fun of it and don't know what's going on. Yeah, so.
I think more. I mean, even for me too. Like I learned a lot just through life. Like I learned enough from, you know, health class and whatnot. But talking with my friends, like, you know, I didn't even realize like I have back pain from that. I didn't realize you can literally get like you can actually get a fever. Yeah, like you can actually get sick from your period, and I had no idea until it happened to me. And I was like, why
am I feeling like this?
Yeah, like this is so not fair.
Yeah.
And then these guys just
why is everything intense?
Walk around me like nothing's going on with them.
Bad.
Yeah, like
nothing's bad.
Like I gotta worry about all of this, and then you have to worry about also like the timing. Not me, because I'm not expecting, but you know, like
for sure,
timing it out correctly, and if you want to have a baby, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, being sexually active is that takes part of it too sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
They say sometimes a man cannot get on, depending on him. But that's for another time. Men literally affect your period. If you are messing with a heterosexual male and you are interacting with him, I didn't know that could literally alter your period schedule. Exactly. Like,
you're like, let's get started right now.
Yes.
Let's get this going today.
They can really knock it on. I'm like, we literally, we cannot win. We cannot win, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you identify as. We can't win sometimes, bro.
No, it is hard, but I mean, although we are slowly moving up in our culture, I mean, at least like you said, like they know they're referencing it negatively in songs, but at least they're talking about it too.
For sure.
And especially imagine like way back when, like the 20s, they were probably like, you have your period.
Yes. What are they, British? Or this is the 20s in America.
Any accent that I do,
say you got a period, honey.
Any accent that is like not relative to right now is going to be British, and that's just
it. That's final.
I don't know why. Maybe I'll try and do some Western stuff next time or something.
Said, oh, darling, you got your period.
Oh, darling. Have you ever taken Midol before?
What is that? It sounds so familiar. I know the name, but what is it?
It's like a pill you take for your period too, to like help with cramps and whatnot. My friend just told me about it, and I didn't even know because, like I said, I'm on birth control. So, although I get symptoms like that, my birth control is made to like just
I just pop 2 Advils and call it a day.
That's the old-fashioned way.
Like
right
if my cramps are really
bad, heating pad.
Oh yeah, heating pad all day, every day.
I remember position for maybe like 30 minutes.
No, seriously, like I remember bringing it to my guy friend's house. Cause situation. He's like, "Why do you have a heating pad?" And I'm like, "Oh, women get like back cramps when they're on." So he's like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, like, did you not know this?" Like, and he has 3 sisters. Oh, I was like, "How do you not know this?" But he's like the middle child, so I was like, "I guess." But like, you should have known. He's in
his own world then.
No, for real. Like, and he's the only guy, so I was like, I mean, I guess, but you should know growing up around your sisters that like,
your sisters.
That's a thing.
You have aunts, maybe your mom.
Oh my god, if that's something tapped at the door, I was like, what is that?
The period monster.
Monster, please. I don't know. No.
And for those that can't see, Maria's dressed in like all red. Okay, wait, is it Maria or Maria? Maria.
Yes.
Maria's dressed in all red, and her hair is red, and it's honestly...
it's kick-ass.
I love it, yeah.
It's pretty fucking...
It looks really good.
I look...
You're definitely giving like a 90s rapper right now, and I'm here for it.
I'm here for the mullet vibes.
I am.
I'm here for the mullet. Yeah. It looks bad right now. Oh my god, I didn't know Nicki was on the wall.
Yeah, we got
Queen.
Nicki, dude.
I'm sorry, I just peeped. I'm just looking around. I was just like, I'm gonna focus this way. And not get distracted. The ADHD, girl.
Every time I tell people that, I'm like, I have ADD, and they're
not
like,
the DDD.
You gotta add emphasis so they know it's for real.
Yeah, apparently ADHD can link to your period too.
That makes sense, honestly, because like I don't have it officially, but as I've gotten older, I've realized that it really takes time for me to sit and like focus on something. And also because of stress, my period's just been all over the place.
Who are you telling, Shorty?
The past 4 years, like my doctor's like, when did you have your last period? I'm like, last month, sometime. I don't know. Like sometimes it comes on for like 3 days and then it goes. But that's also like my birth control too.
Sorry, I was pulling a hangnail. Oh. It was very close to my cuticle, so I was like, oh my god, let me get rid of it, and I did not get rid of it.
My nails done. They're all pink.
Shout out CVS.
Ooh.
Shout out CVS. Balling on a budget. Balling on a budget. You feel me? So, yeah. Anything else we should talk about?
Honestly, we talked about everything that I wanted to talk about.
29. I'm about to be at 30 minutes on this bitch. I hope I can send it, girl, because if not, I'll be very upset.
I know. Well, this is trial and error too. But
okay.
Anyways, let me just end the show off right.
Woo!
So thank you everybody for listening to me. This is SaraSpeaks. Again, I'm Sarah, and this is Maria.
AKA Moracks. Check out my mixtape on all streaming platforms.
Yes, check her out. Check her out.
That's my handle.
I'm gonna put that in the link too.
Morakkz. Yeah, you know
Late
me.
Night Love.
That's me.
Marie. Wait, what's your rapper name again?
Moracks, like more money, Moracks.
More money, more problem.
That was a good one. I like that.
Everybody, thank you.
Peace.
And see you all next week.
Love.